So it makes sense. Oh, one of the hardest things to get is self-control, but it's attainable. I feel that the battle is so much body as the body charges and the emotions are wild. So as I was experiencing some of this today, um, just for a split second, I I caught my vibration lowering. And I mean, this was a split second. I was like, I have a choice here. I do not have to engage in anything that's happening. And I know why it's happening because it's happening for me, not to me. I'm not going to sit here and allow this, whatever this is, and whatever it's serving in this moment, to take me away from such an amazing high all day long. It was not worth it. And I made a huge decision in that moment. And it was either I can go this way or that way. Right. And as I stood firm in my decision and I gave a choice, I walked away back in my high energy and it altered everything. Everything just, it was funny. I giggle. I laughed at the evidence.
Everything just what? What did everything do?
It just fell into place.
How did you recognize it? How did you recognize this was the place?
What do you mean?
How did you recognize this was the place when you said everything fell into place?
Person's vibration. It matched mine. They have no other option if you don't go into their energy. They have no other option but to vibrate at yours.
So was the thing that's vibrating already there and you matched it? Because when you said you said you came out of it and everything fell into place. Wasn't it already there and you fell into it?
Wait, I'm
that's so everything became beneficial.
Yes.
Beneficial is always there.
Right, absolutely.
So you fell into it. It didn't fall into your place.
Yes.
Yes. So you elevated, you allowed yourself to give up the old story.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, would you say this plane that you vibrated in was a new plane or a plane you've visited before? A new energy you visited before?
Oh, I've been there before. I just never sustained the energy. It wasn't for long.
So now what's next level?
Well, next level.
That's the thing.
I don't even want to answer you because the first thing I heard, I was like, no, I'm not saying that to him because if I say that to him, he's going to use that against me later down the road.
Well, see, but it's not to use against you.
I mean it in a loving way.
I know.
Against me, not in a.
Oh, I know.
So the next level is pure joy and happiness. Unwavering.
There's a word for you.
That's really this alignment of your body, your mind and soul is tough.
Well, that's why don't forget to use tapping.
Yeah, well, you know, you don't, in the midst of all that happened today, tapping was the last thing that
Well,
felt like,
but imagine what happens when it's the first.
right. It's just, I'm like, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Just get through it, or I'm
That's
gonna
it.
end up in jail. But we made it. We made it. I didn't have to call anybody and bail me out. And it was amazing. It really was, because I made such an um life altering decision that it could have only gone one or two ways. And I just chose that I was going to sit in my energy regardless of the outcome.
Yep.
I didn't allow that to dictate.
So your personality made up your personal reality.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when that happens.
Yeah. You know, just collapsed 4 years into 24 hours.
Well, it was 24 hours this morning and now it's less than 12 hours.
Yes. From this
Yep.
morning. Yep.
Draw nigh unto God and he will draw nigh unto you. That is a statement of psychological truth. And if the gratitude is strong and consistent, the reaction in the formless substance will be strong and continuous.
I love that.
That's
I
where
love
we almost finished up last night. So here's the last couple of paragraphs and then into the new. The movement of things you want will always be toward you. Notice the grateful attitude that Jesus took, how he always seems to be saying, I thank thee, Father, for thou hearest me. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude because it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. But the value of gratitude does not consist solely of getting more blessings in the future. Without gratitude, you cannot keep from being dissatisfied with things as they are. You become dissatisfied with the things as they are. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon the things as they are, you begin to lose ground. You fix attention upon the common, the poor, the squalid, the mean, and your mind takes the forms of these things. You will then transmit these forms or mental images into the formless. Thus, the common, the poor, the squalid, and the mean will come to you. Here's where we start new. I think we start new here, right? No, this might be, we're still reading from yesterday. To permit your mind to dwell upon the inferiors, to become inferior and surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and become the best. Here with the last part of this part. Ooh, do not rage against corrupt politicians. The creative power within us makes us the image of that to which we give our attention. We think we are a thinking substance, and thinking substance always takes the form that which it thinks about. A grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best and takes the form of the character of the best and will receive the best. Also, faith is born of gratitude. A grateful mind continually expects good things, and the expectation becomes faith. Every outgoing wave, Beamer, stop. He's chewing on the ball every time I say a word. The reaction of gratitude upon one's mind produces faith. Every ongoing wave of grateful thinking increases faith. The person who has no feeling of gratitude cannot long retain a living faith. And, as we shall see in the following chapters, without living faith, you cannot get rich by the creative method. It's necessary then to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Don't waste time thinking or talking about shortcomings or wrong actions or plutocrats or trust magnets. Their organization of the world has made your opportunity. All that you have received really has come to you because of them. Here's the new part. Do not rage against corrupt politicians. If it were not for politicians, we should fall into anarchy, and your opportunity would be greatly lessened. God has worked a long time, very patiently, to bring us up to where we are in industry and government, and He is going right on with His work. I believe that He will do away with plutocrats, trust magnates, captains of industries, and politicians as soon as they can be spared. But in the meantime, they are very necessary. Remember that they are helping to arrange the lines of transmission along which your riches will come to you. Be grateful to them. This will bring you into a harmonious relationship with the good in everything, and the good in everything will move towards you. Here's the questions. What are the 3 steps by which you can enter into a relationship with the supreme power? Explain why and how gratitude keeps you in close touch with God. Explain the operation of the law of action and reaction. Why should you fix your mind on the best? Explain the relationship between gratitude and faith, and explain why and how all things are good. As a result of what you've learned in this chapter, state what you intend to do in the future to make certain you'll be doing things in a certain way. Chapter 8, Thinking in a Certain Way. Thoughts, comments, feedback, takeaways from Chapter 7. Gratitude. 7, 4, and 14. Those are the books, those are the chapters that Bob said to read each morning as you begin your day. Start with gratitude. Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways.
Can you repeat the last paragraph?
Sure.
Thank you.
Further use of the will. How to use the will. Chapter 7 questions. Okay. God has worked a long time and very patiently to bring us to where we are in industry and in government. And He is going right on with His work. I believe that He will do away with plutocrats, trust magnates, captains of industry, and politicians as soon as they can be spared. But in the meantime, they are very necessary. Remember, Beamish, stop. But in the meantime, they are very necessary. Remember that they are helping to arrange the lines of transmission along which your riches will come to you. Be grateful to them. This will bring you into a harmonious relationship with the good in everything, and the good in everything will move toward you.
Is this the balance?
This is the law of retaliation. It's not about balance. It's about the law of retaliation. See, this book is Science of Getting Rich. Law of Retaliation came out about the Laws of Success book from Napoleon Hill, and it's the last page of 536 pages. The law of retaliation is about the vibration of the way things move towards you. Be in the good. Remember that they are helping arrange the lines of transmission along which your riches come to you. So how do your riches come to you? They got to come along a vibratory path, a golden thread. Call it what you will. There's a line of transmission from where it is from here to how it gets to us. Be grateful to them. This will bring you into the harmonious relationship with the good in what? In everything. God says everything happens in your favor. Doesn't say only some of the good things. Everything. Be in a harmonious relationship with the good in everything. And the good in everything will move toward you. So, car has a flat tire. There's a good story behind it. The seed, Napoleon Hill says, every challenge brings with it the seed of its own solution.
There's
Every,
always good
go
for
ahead.
that.
Go ahead, Wab.
Always good stories when a tire needs to be changed.
Yep. I was
So
in
go
Michelle's
ahead.
car. It was 4 hours waiting on the truck, and I was only 2 miles away from the dealership. 4 hours sitting in Michelle's car. Could have walked to Tire Kingdom and bought the tires and changed myself. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say.
But the key here is to listen to what it says. This will bring you into the harmonious relationship with the good in everything. There's good in everything. And once you acquire the vision, the ability, the vibration, the knowledge, the awareness, the 50 ways, right? Where's that list? I had it. It's right here somewhere. There it is. So the good in everything. What's a way to find the good in everything? Starting from the list. Okay, so there must be another page. I thought I wrote it on both sides. Focus. Would focus be one? How about faithful? How about dancing? How about the good in everything? Laughing, moving, thank you, smiles, values, understanding the values you have, actions, identity, impact, change, self-image, harmony, accountability, creativity, resilience, wisdom, autosuggestion, prayer, understanding, resourcefulness, association with the formless mind, and passion. When you find the good in everything, all of a sudden the good in everything moves towards you. And do you think it doesn't say that everything still moves towards you and you have to find the good? It says the good in everything moves towards you already exposed. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Diane.
How are you today?
Outstanding. I got all of the holes plugged, I think, in the sheep shed and the baby condo shed roof because we used old metal, old sheet metal. And so it's off a building. So there's lots of little bitty screw holes that are.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I know.
Um, yeah, while you're talking about this, and I had an awesome day with my granddaughter,
Yay.
and that's what we did. I just went back to that child life wonder, and it started out, my son said, well, she's a little sooky, and I thought, what is sooky? Anyway, so we played and we laughed and we danced and we did some coloring, we did reading, we just ran around the house playing hide and seek and running after each other. And it just, that vibration, she was so excited. They came home and they were like, what kind of day did you have? I said, we had a lovely day. And they said, we could tell, look at her. She's running around here like crazy. And I said, yeah. I said, we had an amazing day. And that's what it was all about. It was that vibration. And it was amazing. It really was. And I mean, she was chasing the dogs and they were like, what got into you? So it just, and I'm still in that vibration. It was a couple hours ago I came home, but it's just kept me in that, and it's wonderful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Your ears must have been ringing because we were saying thank you, Sean. Oh, Sean.
I love it. And I love how it impacts others, right? Expectation. They came home. What's going on here? What kind of crazy cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs going on here? And because it was so strong, they couldn't do anything but allow it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the neat thing. Two things. So this, as you were speaking, Diane, two lessons came to me. Lesson number one, how loud can we create it so the echo is heard? How far away can the echo be heard, right? If you've been on the water and you could hear a boat halfway across the pond, halfway across the lake, you could barely see them, but you could hear them talking and you're like, "Oh my God, do we sound like that? Do they hear us when we're talking like that?" Yes. So one is how clear or how unobstructed is the vibration?
Mhm.
Two, how long do we live off of the vibration? Or do we switch into the echo? And that's why we dissipate our energy. Most people can't stay in this high state. I don't know if I could do that all day long because you're living off of the echo, not the
Mhm.
vibration. So you said, I'm still in that vibration. So you haven't even begun to hear the echo yet, which means you're building up a huge echo for when we have a tendency to not be Mahatma Gandhi and we come back to reality. And we don't stay there long because we get to hear our echo. Even when we're out of the vibration, soon as we step out of our vibration, we hear our echo. And how long can your echo last till you have to step back into your vibration?
Okay.
So thank you for that lesson.
And what came to me when you said that was Louise talking about evidence. It just resounded at me. So, but no, it's a great feeling to be in, and I just love it. So thank you, thank
And
you,
you
thank you.
deserve it. So congratulations. And right, if I'd have known grandkids were so fun, I'd have had them first. I'd for grandparents say that.
Well, it's funny because I have these, they're just little things you carry with you, little plastic things, but it opens up and they have different, they're only like this big, like an 8 by 10.
Hmm.
Have little things you can trace. And it was my son's, and my daughter used it, and my grandson used it. Now she's using it. So when my son came home, he goes, I recognize that. He goes, gosh, Daddy used to use that. And she goes, Daddy? As if to say, you.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's tracing like dinosaurs, and it's hearts, and there's a Christmas one for Christmas trees and all those things. So yeah, yeah, it's really cool.
Now that's an echo.
Yes.
That brought back some great memories in his mind.
Oh, it did. Yeah, you could just see his face when he saw it. It was like, wow, you still have that.
I
Yes,
love it, love it, love it. What a great story.
thank you.
That's so cool. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? What's running through your squirrel brain there, Jukik?
I think I'm just leveling out for the night.
Good.
Yeah, I did take 3 omegas.
Good.
I did. As soon
Set
as I
your
got, go
set,
ahead.
set your intentions for your aqua class.
No more. I can't take it. Dying. No more drowning.
Right. It's already done.
Yeah. They gotta give me a different dream, something super nice and where I'm like relaxing on the beach.
Yep.
I'm have a water gun to shoot everything. But so nothing's coming at me. Yeah, that's it. I was shocked, by the way, how omega 3s gave me a lot of energy.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know much about omega 3s. I know that they replenish your brain. I understand that. Um, but I was so ready to just call it quits today around 1 o'clock that or whatever time I was talking to you. And when I went back in, it took about I'm sorry. It took about maybe 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And I just felt very replenished and went on with the rest of my day. But I think I'm gonna, take them daily, not, every 2 weeks or when Sean reminds me that I have them. Yeah. And they're the ones from Dr. Amen.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah. So I was excited. I was excited to feel that energy back again.
And so that, but it's not, it wasn't in your body.
Mm.
It wasn't in your body. It was in your brain.
Well,
It wasn't your body got to use the energy because your brain stopped consuming all of the resources. It was trying to pull everything, all your glucose, all your everything. And once you gave it some omega in the morning, when you see me do these little things,
yeah, I wanted. Are those the
these are omegas.
I'm fried? Yeah, I was gonna ask if there was something else, but I couldn't think of the word. Are they? They're liquid?
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating.
It's from oh, I can't think of the name of it. Anyways, it has the right ratio and you can get it in orange. And this is Joe Wood from Liqueur sends me, he sent me they had, because they manufacture them for a bunch of people. And
Yeah.
this one, the tear tabs were wrong. So, and this is the kids version. So I take 3 of them, 4 of them, but I'll take 5 or 6 a day.
Can you exceed on omegas?
You'd have to do an unbelievable amount.
Okay, so
It's like ketones. You'd have to do 50 ketones a day.
okay, yeah, I didn't end up drinking a ketone after the omegas kicked in. But
Your brain needs so much fuel. And I told you this because of how
yeah,
much, yes, Chromega. Yes. Yes. And that's the most reasonable 90-day supply, like $70, $80. It's crazy. It's good stuff, and you get burst or orange. Anyways, it's good stuff. Good ratio. And I know the manufacturer, so. But yes, I told you your brain is going to be exhausted. And every one of you on this journey with the science of getting rich, your brain is going to be tired. Extra water. Omegas, if you have them, definitely water. Blueberries, any brain food.
I lacked in water today though. But
Electrolytes, anything, but because when you do this kind of work and then you go do the morning challenges, I challenge you guys right off the bat in gratitude. Tomorrow morning's going to be another one. I got hit with something today for tomorrow morning. So vitamin D is huge as well. Diane's right. It's when you start to go, the reason most people quit on personal development, you want to know why? It's because their brain can't handle it.
so it makes sense.
Your brain can't handle it. You're like, ugh, I'm just so tired. Well, you didn't do anything, but your brain went berserk.
What are some good intentions for before I go to bed so I don't mess this up?
Um,
Diane's laughing at me.
do for others first, right? So that's your old story, right? I want this for them and do that for others. And then what's your best day tomorrow? Sit and think of it. Not I want another good day. No, today is going to be the worst of my tomorrows.
Whew.
I'm going to get up again easily and effortlessly at 4:45 or earlier. Enjoy the way I wake up so that I can have an absolutely wildly productive in a positive way my 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. If we're not telling our future selves what we want, ask your future self, hey, what do I do to catapult myself? I'd read 10 pages of a good book. I journal harder. I journal deeper. Make sure I answer the three questions: what I do well, better, and what talent, skill, or resource do I need tomorrow? Just seems like a lot of work. How's what you're doing working?
So Sean,
Yes, go ahead.
watching this whole conversation, I'm noticing the elevated conversation that we're talking about energy and vibration, and everybody gets it, and everybody's vibration is like so awesome to be around. It's like, this is really fun. And this afternoon, after I was coming back from Pilates, and I hadn't really had lunch, and I'm realizing I'm naturally making better food choices. Even if I'm on the run or something, I grab something that's better for me, kind of thing. But I'm in the grocery store, and there's this long line, and I'm standing there, and this guy comes up, and he's got like two things, and I have a few. I don't have a ton, but I have more than he does. I said, go ahead, in front of me. He said, oh, thank you. And instantly the next line opened, and we both went through faster than the rest of the line. And it's like, I'm noticing these things. In the past, I wasn't noticing them, but they happen every single day. And when you were just talking about the brain needing the energy, and I realized, for one thing, that stuff you sent me is the most effective game changer I have ever experienced, ever. And I'm telling people about it, and I'm realizing I need a link to share with people, because this is really awesome stuff, so I have to ask you for that. But what I was also noticing was, I've been doing some stuff that I'm really excited that I'm learning. Is like, oh yeah, that looks really good. And then by the time I go to do it, to implement it, by that time my brain is cooked. And so I was like, okay, is that a complete? I was like, no, I'm really, I don't want to do something that I'm not in the right state for, so I can get myself in state, but I can also do something different. And what I've just realized today is I need to feed my brain, because I'm really working it. So that's like, really, it's just awesome. So I'm happy. Thank you. And I have to tell you, just that line opening up was, it was like somebody handed me $1 million.
It's the universe is so waiting to respond. The universe is so waiting to respond, to absolutely overwhelm you with the awareness.
Well, yeah. And my meditations are getting better and deeper and richer, and my journal is getting better and deeper and richer. And I'm sitting there going, okay, so if this is what I do the rest of my life, I'm okay with that,
I love it.
Anyway.
Love it, love it, love it. Congratulations. And congratulations for being absolutely aware of it.
It's the awareness that is really wonderful, because it's been happening probably all the time. Mm-hmm. But it's like, in Dr. Joe's things, he says, I check in with, what did I do yesterday that I don't want to repeat? So that I'm aware of how that is and how that feels. But then, who do I want to become? The vision of today. And it's not just even the vision from out there. It's like, today, how do I want to show up? For me, it's like being here and now. And then in addition, it's like this place of being, it's the awareness. More than, it's not about making anything different. It's about awareness. I do Dr. Joe's meditations every day. I meditate about an hour before I go to bed, and I meditate a half an hour to 2 hours in the morning, depending on what time I have for the day. So, but I do that every day now. It's just like, it's so cool.
So awesome.
Uh,
I love it,
miss
love it,
you.
love it.
I miss you, but I'm out in the quantum field. We're meeting there.
We'll see you in the field, as Chopak and Deep and Wayne Dwyer said. Dr. Wayne Dwyer. Say that right?
Danielle just asked, do I do the ones from the book? Actually, I have a whole file of them from the advanced course that one of my friends in the course gave me. So I have, there's, my favorite one is Space Time and the Generous Present Moment. And there's a morning meditation and an evening meditation. So there's CDs that I have, or, you know, in my phone. And then there's a whole slew more that I haven't even gotten to yet, because I keep doing the same one to take it out farther. And there's one that require that it does that weird breathing that when I was in the course, my whole body would just totally vibrate. But at home doing them, that hasn't happened very much. But the other day, my whole body, it was like I was back in Denver doing it. It was like, whoa. And I'm not afraid of it anymore. You know, it's like, you know what's going on. It's just like, whoa. But he also, it's like, he says in the meditations to look for the presence, like to ask for confirmation in your day. And I used to ask for confirmation, and then I never, quote, got it, because I wasn't aware enough to get it. But now I ask that, and it might be that the line opens up. It might be I give somebody $25 and boom, instantly somebody sends me 100. You know, it's like, okay. You know, Sean says, take this. And I go, yes. And it's like, it's about saying yes to the universe. And I've started muscle testing everything. I muscle tested every dose I take. And I started with a half, and then I went to 1, and then I went to 1.5, then I went to 2, and now I'm up to 3, and I'm doing 3 every day. You know, and I don't do them necessarily at once. I test how much to take at that particular moment, and it works. So it's good stuff. Good stuff.
So how's that feel?
Thank you, Sean.
How's that feel?
It feels expansive, joyous, fun, free. And when something intrudes that's not those feelings, they don't feel real to me anymore. What feels real to me is the expansion. And I'm no longer like, oh, I can't handle this. Oh, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's go. It's like, oh. And the other night when I did the presentation, and I should have had somebody record. I didn't, but I had made a preview video of it, and it was a good video. It had nothing to do with what I actually said, but it didn't matter because the energy was everything. So it was really cool. Anyway, I've learned this new video editing thing that I just can't wait to do. I'll tell you about it with time if you want, but anyway, it's exciting.
I love it. Congratulations. That's so awesome to hear. You deserve that.
And my treat, I have treats now at night, you know, because you know how I never could reward myself,
Right?
you know, and I have this kind of mindless activity that I make like $50-$60 an hour if I do it, and it's really mindless. So I'll do that and watch Miss Marple, or you know, something that I wouldn't give myself permission, or I'll watch a Dr. Joe. I'll watch something, but I have permission to just keep going. Yesterday on Audible, I downloaded a whole bunch of, you know, I had 3 credits. I downloaded them. Now I'm going to get rid of Audible. I got enough books to read for a while. And it, you know, it's a way, it's also a way of like being steward of my money. I don't need Audible. There's a zillion ways. I have all the things I need, everything I need right now. So
I love it, love it, love it. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any
And-
last thoughts, comments? Go ahead.
One last thing I have to say, Sean, is I never can define what you do, but I know deep in my heart, in my gut, in my whole body, how you have altered the direction of my family. You have changed my whole family. You know, even Polly, who's never on your calls, you have made such an impact on my family. You have no idea how grateful I am for you, because, and I don't know why or how per se, but I know how important this is. And then watching this vibration here tonight, it's like you're elevating the planet. And when Diane was talking about the generational, it was like, it gives me goosebumps. It's awesome. Thank you.
I love it, love it, love it.
That's it. I'm stopped.
Very cool. And speaking of matriarchs, hello, Vicky.
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can hear you.
Okay, cool. The reason that I'm speaking up is basically just something the same and different. I also don't have the words to understand, but I get that the gift that I've gotten from you is you've been able to elicit within me the movement that could move me in a different direction than only seeing the glass as half empty. No therapy, no course, and I've spent well over 100,000 on self-growth stuff. And it all took me to get ready for you. But your method of however it happens, and I think that is, I say in my simple words, it's a gift from God. It's your gift from God that you love and you use it to the hilt. And you keep developing you. But what I started to say is sometimes the way God gives you messages is very strange. And I'm learning that, so that Ruth had me doing one, and I'm very grateful for Ruth in my world. She recommended one tapping by Brad, which is called Healing from the Inside Out, which basically teaches through a tapping what you teach every time you open your mouth. And it's healing generations and generations of garbage that I call whispering walls. But sometimes the way we get the message has been incredible, because once again, things don't go wrong 99% of the time, and they seem to be going that way. Including, we just got our heater fixed and it seems not to be fixed. And it gets to a point where you laugh at it because things don't act like that. And when that happens, there is a shift. Like I was feeling, how do I say this? With all the health things going on, the fact is, I'm here. And I feel like my mind and the things I'm taking to feed that healthy mind. Thank you, Sean, for making me aware of these and providing possibilities. It's so huge. Again, there aren't words, but I can see all these things happen, like this woman whose brain is being eaten. My God, thank you, God, for my brain. It's not being eaten. I'm not having holes being eaten. somebody else. These crazy things to remind me, whatever it is, what is the gift? And I got that from Daniela. I'll never forget that, to say, what is the gift? Because there is a gift behind every single thing. And what you do, Sean, is open the avenue that start, at least for me, and I think for so many of us, starts that flow of that gift, of that movement in a way you've desired, like me, my entire life, but didn't know it and couldn't do it. And people would say, of course you love yourself. Of course your parents loved you. Of course they knew what I was feeling and experiencing. And it wasn't. So I never even knew, how do I begin? And God bless you. I mean, Sean, I'm going, my DMP is to find the words to communicate what you do to others. That's my DMV, because seniors, there's a whole world out there, I realize. They're both partners of seniorism. As things happen and things may not work quite as well, that doesn't mean you're dead and buried. And it doesn't mean you have no value. And it doesn't mean it can mean other possibilities, other vibrancies. And people need to know that. And all of that comes from you, Sean. And these are just tears of sympathy and gratitude. They're happy tears. Thank you.
I love you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Vicky.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you just poured into all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, hey, can I give you a little attaboy, a little JM3?
Yeah.
I want you to know this. You didn't stutter. You didn't search for your words. Your brain was sharp. It was brilliant. You were right on. You need to know that. You didn't mumble. You didn't bumble. You didn't do anything. So whatever you're doing, keep going.
You betcha. You betcha.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone else? Any last thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways, take with yous? As we wrap up chapter 7 of Gratitude. Gratitude!
Love you too, Brad.
All right, my little angels. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, everybody being here. Thank you for, Michelle. Louise had gone to drive a friend to the hospital and was sitting in a quiet waiting room. And she was meditating and she was turning up her volume. And she said she heard this, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am. She kind of came to, and it was this like 30, 35-year-old guy said, you have an amazing vibration, and then left. I heard it. Amber heard it. And she said, that was an angel. And Louise had an angel show up today. And Louise is like, what?
What?
Because I just said that and disappeared. What do you say about that?
Way cool, not surprising.
Way cool, not surprising.
Makes you smile.
Makes you smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be smiling for a while. She said, now that you know it's an angel, because they're all around. We didn't ask her if he was studly looking, but 35-year-old. I'm just saying.
He'll come to and make sure that you're paying attention.
Yeah, make sure you're paying attention because Michelle said it'll show up more often. Oh, I love Michelle. Don't we all just love Michelle? He made sure you were paying attention. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. He made sure you were paying attention to the moment. To the Sharon, what is it? The gracious present moment. What does it say?
There's the generous present moment.
Yeah, so he made you pay attention to the generous present moment.
Wow.
Yeah, now we take it to another level. Oh, isn't this great? This is
And
the
the
bestest.
generous present moment takes you into pure consciousness, no body, no thing, no nothing. You absolutely connect to the pure consciousness that you are in the quantum field. It is the funnest thing.
And so whatever state she was in
Whatever state you were.
to make that.
Can you hear
happen,
Michelle? If not, I'll just repeat. Whatever state you were in to make that happen. I'll just say it's me, and because it'll make me sound smart. So
That's repeatable.
that's repeatable,
She needs to practice that.
and you would be benefit from practicing that. And Sean's a genius. I didn't. What
I
really?
don't-
How cool is that? I'm just repeating what she said.
Absolutely repeated. I loved it. Wow.
How about them apples?
That Sean is a
And that, yeah, Sean is
genius.
sharp.
Was that
right?
a mumble? Okay.
Was that a mumble? When these two get together, Danielle and Michelle, I'm done for. That's pretty cool, isn't it? We know somebody who got met by an angel besides us. Yeah, we've had that happen way too many times. Not too many times.
Not
So
too many
yeah,
times.
I know. I
Never.
never enough times. So many times that it's almost expected. It's kind of cool. And there'll be more and more.
If you can remember the state that you were in
Yep.
and get yourself back there. It'll happen every time.
Yep. It's all about the state. All right. Generous present moment.
You look it up.
How cool is that? All in talking about gratitude. Huh.
And goodness,
And the good news is, you can never go back.
you're never the same now.
You can never go back because now you know. You
Never go backwards. Let's
you
say that.
yeah.
You go back to that state, but you can't go backwards because you have
You've advanced.
witnessed.
You've witnessed. You have evidence. And that's the key. I didn't know it was possible. Now you do. What's the next not possible? What do they say? The impossible is I'm possible.
When things like that happen,
When things like that happen, you can tell when I start sounding like I'm translating. Cuando los cositos de eso pasando, when things like that happen,
you by Abraham.
I'm her Abraham. She's my Hicks.
Um, when things like that happen.
When things like that happen,
that you're in a different state.
you know that you're in a different state.
Take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. Do you know what that means? No, head shake no.
You can manifest when you're in a really, really bad place or really, really good place.
Right. A manifestation requires tremendous emotion
State.
and state, and it matters not whether we consider it positive or negative. It's just a strong emotion.
And if you're having those kind, or if you've had that kind of,
And if you're having those kinds of encounters,
that's your sign you're in state.
that's your sign you're in state.
Go immediately into
Go
manifesting. something.
immediately into manifestation. Him laughing on the videos or something.
Should we sit in there?
I hope so. Unless the dogs are talking, we're gonna have one of those pictures where they're playing cards when we walk into the room.
You're quick.
So there you go. Bartenders, set my friends up a round of imagination and vibration. Vibration on the house.
There was one thing else I wanted to mention, Sean.
Go ahead, Diane. You're giggling so big you can't even stand it.
I can't stand it. Remember you said to me the other day when I talked to you about my granddaughter to find out her stuffed toy, the one that means a lot to her.
Yep.
She brought Bubba, her little sheep,
Mm-hmm.
and she was laying on my shoulder and she was holding Bubba and I was holding her. And I did that. The light, my light's blue, but hers was white. And the white light came. And it's interesting because that's what started our day.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah. So that came to me. I had to mention that to you.
We're gonna name one of the baby
Thank
sheep
you.
Bubba.
I'll have to bring her to the ranch sometime to see
Bubba.
the sheep.
Yeah. That's awesome. And funny how it's amazing. All of this stuff is thought, it's intention, it's the formless substance, activating the formless substance. All of this is available, every one of you. Angel, awareness, sharpness, granddaughter, having a run, not skitchy, or whatever that Canadian word y'all used. Right? She went over to babysit her granddaddy, and the kid said she's a little skitty today, or skitchy, or something. And there's really, and all of a sudden, when Baba's there, Nana's there, she's running around having fun, chasing the dog, and they're like, "What'd you do to the kid?"
Right.
So white light did the thing to the kid. But all of us had an abundant day. Daniela, Amber had an abundant day. I'm sure Heather had, all of us had abundant days. I'm sure Brad's just constantly raking it in. And it's all, and none of us felt in lack. None of us had to be, our abundance didn't need to be taken away from us. This is evidence. I can be on a call where everybody's in harmony in their highest and best dreams. If that ain't evidence, let me get you a to and from sticker and we can ship you somewhere, because it's right there in front of us.
And we're clear that your energies have nothing to do with each other, right?
And your energies have nothing to do with each other. What does that mean? Oh, wink, wink. Michelle's going, yeah, like we're all independent. Diane, you're right. Manifest now. Ask now. Ask for you. Ask for everybody else. Okay. You'll get some rest. Be aware of any possible potential challenge and just go, that's all you got? That's all you got? I got a grandbaby. I got a baby who's got a Baba sheep and white light. You ain't got nothing on me. I love it. It's cool to be in your group. Appreciate y'all. I'm your head brain training manifesting misfit. I'll see y'all where?
At the next event.
I love y'all. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Sean.
See you in the morning.
Thank you, Sean.
All right.
Good
Good
night.
night, Michelle. Good night, Michelle.
Good
All right,
night,
everybody.
Michelle.
Good night.
Thank you. I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a
Don't
good night.
forget to hug her.
Oh, I gotta hug you. Come here. I gotta hug you.
No.
Yes.
That's her. Yeah, spiny needles and pitchfork.
That's
No
why we
touching.
broke
No
up.
touching. There's
That's
no touching in marriage.
That's why me and her get along so well.
Exactly. I told
No.
Daniela the other day, you should, what's his love language with Kevin?
Uh-huh.
I said, you just need to go give him some of his love language. And she goes, yeah.
From afar.
From afar? Can I hug him from afar?
My whole household is their love language is touch.
I'm thinking about hugging you. That should count.
Yes, absolutely. It should count for something.
I use it and say, at least she's thinking about it. She actually talked about hugging something today. All right.
Ignored it.
All right, everybody. I love you tons. I'll
Love
see
you.
y'all